Welcome back to another segment of Michigan Conservative Roundtable. Got Mac on my right. My name's TJ. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'd like to welcome all our new subscribers. Thanks, everyone, for your support. Mac said something in a previous solo a few segments ago where he threw out and, he asked the question rhetorically, do we really have freedom of speech? And it got me reflecting on a conversation that I had with someone, and it's beyond, do we really have freedom of speech? Do we really have freedom of thought? And I'd like to just very quickly say that we had this Marine Lieutenant Colonel who spoke his thoughts about the Afghanistan fiasco, and he was forced to retire his commission. And, yes, I understand that when you're in the military, you don't necessarily have the opportunity to enjoy the type of freedoms that maybe a civilian does. But nevertheless, do we have freedom of speech and do we have freedom of thought, And as I was reflecting on this conversation, things were said to me in confidence, okay?
Right.
And Mac and I, through the years of our work and interaction and networking, we know people that work in different state jobs, whether it be city, state, federal, and they say things to us that, don't repeat this or don't repeat that,
Get it all the time.
And I'll tell you what I find interesting also. And this is off the cuff, but what I find interesting is someone you might know will say something that confirms what someone has said to me. And these people don't know each other, yet They're confirming each other.
Yeah, we've run into that many times.
So I find these exchanges interesting and enlightening, to tell you. Well, as I was having this conversation with this person, it was shared with me that he was questioned about his thoughts on the Second Amendment. They wanted.
I can't imagine how. You say he's a government guy, right?
Yes.
Okay. I can't imagine how that comes up in a conversation.
He was asked
as part of your job.
Well,
does he carry a firearm at the job, or you can't say?
I don't want to talk.
Okay.
The guy, he must remain
as anonymous as possible.
But the thing of it is, though,
I can't see how that's pertinent to most people's jobs.
But believe it or not, it's worse than that.
Okay.
What were your thoughts on the Declaration of Independence? What were your thoughts on Thomas Jefferson?
I wasn't there, is what I would answer.
But I guess
I've read it.
So
in other words, they're trying to determine if he's a conservative so they can punish him.
Well,
at the end of the day.
I guess is he, because conservatives are being villainized now. Are they indirectly trying to establish? They're trying to figure out where this guy's coming from.
You must think a certain way or you will be punished.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Nobody's saying it. It's the elephant, pardon the pun, in the room that nobody wants to talk about is you will think this, you will say this, you will do this, or you will be punished. Well, and when I say punished, you'll lose your job. They'll isolate you. Look, the unvaccinated. I'm unvaccinated and I've had COVID. So in my mind, I'm better off than the people who are vaccinated because I've already had that dance. So, you know what? It didn't kill me. 99.97% of people don't die from COVID. That never gets emphasized. And so on and so forth about that. I don't want to get into the COVID stuff because we'll get blackballed from YouTube.
Well, the fact that there were inquiries as to Thomas Jefferson, that really ought to be a red flag. We're talking a founding father. You know what? We're talking about the person that wrote the Declaration of Independence.
All right? If I'm I'm not in the position. I don't have a job because I'm retired. But if I would be so tempted to want to say, well, what is your position on Karl Marx or Joseph Stalin?
Well,
or Chairman Mao?
You have to assume that the person being queried by his supervisor of some sort.
Of course, we've had a friend tell me that genocides are very rare. And when I mentioned about 10 or 12 of them off the top of my head, had no response.
Well, the Thomas Jefferson thing, you talk about you talk about a warning flag going up. The Second Amendment was bad enough.
How would you answer that question?
If I wanted to keep my job, I'd probably play dumb. I don't know. I don't know. I'm almost glad I don't have that
Jefferson's
job.
brother. That's what maybe I'd say.
You know, it just
If you want to, so you have freedom of thought?
No, you don't.
No, see, this isn't
going to what you said in your previous.
This isn't even. Yeah, well, see, because they're not letting him have his thoughts. They want to know his thoughts.
Yeah, that's right.
Questioning him.
That's right.
So because what I think in my head, I might be sitting here thinking, God, I hate Terry's guts or TJ's guts. He makes me sick. You're never going to know that because I don't say it. So it's in my head. But when you go, what do you think of me? Now I have an opportunity to either be honest and say I hate TJ's guts, blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, you're a great guy, which is my opinion of you. But, what I'm saying is that they're drawing it out. They're not letting your thoughts be your thoughts. They're gonna find out what your thoughts are and then punish you for those.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's exactly what was happening.
The thought Gestapo.
Yeah, and
it's wrong. It's not pertinent to doing the job.
And what I as I say time and again, as I connect the dots on this topic here, they want to know what your thoughts are about a founding father who wrote the Declaration of Independence. He wrote the Declaration of Independence leading to the Revolutionary War.
Right.
Okay. So you could say Thomas Jefferson was a revolutionary, but in mentioning the Declaration of Independence, one of my favorite phrases, and it's something that you don't hear commonly referred to, in the Declaration of Independence, under the reasons that were specified for the Declaration of Independence, one of the reasons states, you have sent swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance.
Well, do that with taxes today.
Well,
which was what the revolution was about, was not even a 0.5% tax on tea and other things without any say in the matter whatsoever. And then one of my favorite parts of that is that we have no redress of our grievances. I feel like I'm right back there. Who am I taking my complaint to? Gary Peters?
Yeah.
Bozo the clown, Debbie stab you now?
Yeah.
Lisa Slotkin? You think that pig face is going to listen to any of my complaints? Especially if I call her a pig face, which she does have, by the way.
In any event, I just, when I saw your solo about freedom of speech,
I suppose I could have taken it that extra step, but I didn't. It didn't occur to me.
Time constraints are such. But,
well, yeah.
And we're turning this into a long video now, anyways. But I just had to share. It's beyond freedom of speech. It's and we've heard it said before. Thought police.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thought police.
Well, if you don't think a certain way in the black community, you get shunned. You get called an Uncle Tom, or the litany of names they'll call you. You're a sellout, blah blah blah.
All right, so that's it. I was just compelled to share my concern over these inquiries.
Yeah.
To keep it as general
Good topic.
as possible. But
good topic.
Anyways, that's it. Any final thoughts?
No,
that's it.
I hate to think where this is going.
Yeah. It isn't. I could ramble on and on that, but anyways, that's it. More on the next one. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.